Let's pick it up in Genesis 15. This is God makes a covenant with Abraham. And he says to Abraham, ידוע תדע כי גר יהיה זרעך בארץ לא להם, ועבדו אותם 400 שנה, וגם את הגוי אשר יעבודו דן אנוכי, ואחרי כן יצאו ברכוש גדול, ודור רביעי ישובו הנה, כי לא שלם עוון האמורי. And watch this process. There's a process of things becoming full. There's the fullness of the day of Shavuot, now the fullness of the sin of the Amorites. Now, let's think about Abraham's mindset. Of course, he was Avram still, and he is a Middle Eastern tribal leader. He's thinking about what? His family. He's got the most beautiful girl in the Middle East as a wife, and he hasn't been able to bring her to have a child. He's got no children. He's moving on toward 100 years old. You can imagine what his prayers are like. Every day, again and again and again and again. God, my wife is so unhappy. Give me a child. And God comes to him, appears to him in a dream and says, Abe, come here. I want to talk to you. That's in the Brooklyn version. He says, look, here's the plan, Abraham. I've answered your prayers. Your children are going to live in a foreign land for 400 years. And then I'm going to bring them back and I'm going to judge that nation. And I'm going to change history. He's going, what are you talking about? I don't even have any children. I'm 100 years old. I says, no, let me tell you again. For 400 years, it's going to be, you see, he's changing his perspective. And he says to him, not only that, you are going to be a father of many nations. I don't care about many nations. I want a kid, you know? I want my wife. This is not working. Don't talk to me about many nations. Don't talk to me about 400 years. I want something tomorrow. I want to get a report tomorrow. My wife is pregnant. I'm going to have a kid. This is not working. He says, no. Let's go over this again. You're going to be the father of many nations all over the world. And it's going to take 400 years. And then it's going to be another 400 years after that. And another 400 years after that. This is all part of my plan. And what is Abraham thinking? What is God doing to Abraham? He's trying to change him from this human perspective. This is my needs right now, and this is what I have to have for my personal situation. And remember, Yeshua said, look, God knows what you need. Just say it one time. Remind him, say one sentence, that's all. The rest of it, pray, my kingdom come, my will be done on earth. And God is trying to say, look, Abraham, I know you have needs. And I'm testing you. You've got to trust me. Then I know your personal needs, and your personal needs are going to get met. I haven't forgotten you. But I want to change your perspective. That's not where I want you to live. I want you to live with me. I have a plan that has to do with Asians and Americans. You don't even know what Asians are. But Africans, the Europeans. I'll make Europeans one day. It's for the whole world. And it's going to take 400 years. It's going to take thousands of years for me to do it. And I'm working with you. I want you to get my mindset. So he's having to change his thought from not just me and mine to all the nations of the world, and not right now this year, but for hundreds, maybe even thousands of years to come. Now you ask yourself about your prayer life. Is that where we're at? Like I said, actually, Muslims and Orthodox Jews think a little bit more that way. They think nationally, internationally, they think generationally. But for most of us who have Christian or Messianic or Western influence, no, it's me and mine and now. Look what God's telling, look, I need to judge this people, but I can't judge them while their sin is halfway. I have to wait till the sin comes to its fullness and then I'll judge it. And that's going to take me a few hundred years to do that. Why does it take time? Because God is dealing with the will of human beings. God's will is absolute. It never changes. It's the same. Human beings go up and down like this. So God has to wait until there's a process, until the human beings come to a point where there's a fullness, either where there can be an outpouring of the Holy Spirit or there can be a fullness of sin for judgment. And this is the way we want to think when we need to think about what's going on in the world today. What's going on between India and Pakistan today? What's going on here in the war? What's going on in the West? God is thinking in terms of nations and people, things that have been hundreds of years in the development. It's not just what was on the news yesterday today. You see that? And this is a biblical way of looking things. It's not difficult. Let's go on. Let me give you another example here. Psalm 110, a great messianic prophecy. I think this is probably the verse quoted the most times in the entire New Covenant. And maybe 15 times or so. And it says this, Psalm 110, verse 1, we'll just take this first part. Ne'um Adonai la'adoni, sheb liyamini, ad ashit oivecha hadom leraglecha. Now I'm looking at this, he says, sit at my right hand until. I'm trying to understand what this prophecy is saying. He says, sit at my right hand until. So you have to have a beginning point, an ending point, and a whole bunch of time in between, right? Sit at my right hand, that's the beginning of it. Your enemies will submit to you, that's the ending point. And he said, sit here until that happens. He doesn't tell them how long. Is that going to be a year? Is that going to be 2 years? I got news for you, folks. It's going to be a long time. Longer than you think. A lot longer than you think. I remember once I was praying for my kids and I felt the Lord tell me, when you love all the people in the world, the same amount you love your kids, you're going to see my heart. I went, oh my goodness. And changing him laterally with all the peoples and lengthwise, how much time is it going to take? Now we understand now, because we're getting close to the end, you're talking about a 6,000 period time. It's not even that. It's not even going to be ended in the millennium. Everybody thinks when Yeshua comes back, it's going to be all perfect. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's got another 1,000 years to disciple us. The hatred will still be there. The sin will still be there. The death will still be there. We got a lot of work it's going to take, because he's just saying, I got billions of years. That's not the issue. The only issue to me is I have a will for you. My will is the same. Your will is going up and down. I'm going to stay with it until we get this thing to work out.